What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Make your next thing a big one. Speaking of partying with the people, today on the program I have Arnold Nelson. Who's Arnold Nelson? You're going to find out in the next few minutes, so stick around for that. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Arnold Nelson. This week's shows, as we're recording this on a Saturday, every Friday night, I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. That's my one public show right now. It's it's been going reasonably well. Make sure that you wear a mask on the way in and walking around. I mean, we got this coronavirus out there. We still don't have a cure for it, but we're taking care of each other while we're playing, having a good time. So it's a nice big place. So I don't have that much fear that I'm gonna get the coronavirus. But my vigilance is that I don't want to give it to someone else. I mean, I think I'll be okay, but I don't want to give it to someone else. So when you're going into the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, wear a mask, put your hand sanitizer on, wash your hands. You should have been washing your hands anyway. I was washing my hands before it was cool, before it was trending. Okay. So and while you're sitting down, having your drinks, having your food, you can pull the mask down a little bit. How about that? Yeah. So we'll take care of each other. And there's a full bar. The kitchen's open. And there's a pool tournament on Friday nights. That's at 8 p.m. on Friday nights at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. Hey, now that I'm saying this on Saturday, you got plenty of time to get here. Okay? All right? Well, I guess that's enough intro. Let's get into it with Arnold Nelson. Now, I get to Skype Arnold Nelson. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page. YouTube.com/user/KeysDAN, or just look up KeysDAN. You're going to find the Radio What logo right next to my name somewhere. Okay. All right. Let's get into it with Arnold Nelson. Skyping Arnold Nelson now. Arnold Nelson, man. It's good to see you. It's good to have you in the almost flesh. I see you face to face. That's great. Where you located, Arnold Nelson?
I am from Caribbean.
Oh, the Caribbean. Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's a big place. What part of it? Trinidad. Yes. Very cool. I was living in Trinidad, man. How have you fared through the hurricanes?
Yeah, we fare well. Every year. Yeah, when the hurricanes really start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm from the Florida Keys, so we had our share of hurricanes. But I know in the Caribbean, it's even worse because it always comes through there and goes someplace else. It's oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine living on the islands, but it's got to be beautiful, though, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So tell the people a little bit about who you are, Arnold Nelson.
Well, I'm really a singer and songwriter. Yes, I created a new brand of music called SWANG.
Yeah.
Synthesized music with a new groove.
Yeah, I'm excited with the SWANG because it kind of sounds, it's got a hip hop vibe. It's got the reggae vibe. There's so much to it, man. Tell the people, how did you invent this, or is this something that you heard about? How did you put all this music together? What was it that inspired you?
I invented it.
Yeah. Well, tell the people more about it.
Coming out with it.
Yeah.
It started about 10 years ago. I said I wanted to fuse 5 genres together.
What genres? What are those 5 genres?
Pop, techno, dancehall, rock, and rap.
Yeah. I mean, if I look at your feed, if I look at your Facebook feed, if I look at your social media, you'll see that all the music that you share, it's all those 5 genres. It's not just one thing. And I like that you put no limits on yourself. Were you doing music? Were you creative as a young man, as a young child, Arnold Nelson?
Yes, I was a DJ. I'm a DJ.
I like
Yeah.
that. Well, tell the people.
I was from in school, singing from in school.
So
I used to rec-
in school, you were the DJ. You were the guy that they went to and they said, "Hey, Arnold Nelson, could you go get us those records and that turntable, and then come over to our house and have a little house party?" They call on
yeah,
you.
yes.
What's
I
up?
started playing on Techniques 1200.
Ah, man, techniques. I miss my techniques. I miss records. I'm doing
Yeah,
everything digitally now,
yeah,
and it doesn't have the same feel. Although I do have the CDJs, but it doesn't
yeah.
it
You
doesn't feel the same.
it pounds on the fingers when you scratch it and you don't have that.
Yeah,
And then it, you mark mixers.
yes. Oh my goodness, I had a Gemini mixer
Yeah.
and the two techniques, and I gave those up back early '90s. I think is when I gave those up, and CDs and MP3s used to came into play, and I started with that. But '86, I guess, is when I officially started getting paid to be a DJ. What were the early stages of Arnold Nelson? When did you go pro from being the high school DJ?
Yes, sir. When I reached about 21, about approximately 88, 89. Yeah.
Okay, so we're about the same age. We
Right.
it seems like that we came up in the same time zones. What were the inspirations for you? Well, I mean, all the genres. What were the music interests that affected you, Arnold Nelson? What were you listening to?
I was listening to breakdance music and pop music and a little reggae now was now coming in. But the main genre I was listening to was pop, the pop Madonna and Michael Jackson, these guys. Uh, Change. As I was telling somebody the other day, one of the greatest music that they created to really make all of these other styles of music is that breakdance. Breakdance had a big influence on the beats.
Yes, the break beats, man. That as soon as you hear them, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah. It used to
boom.
make you
You
move.
start popping. You start locking. You start wanting
Yeah,
to move like that. Pop, lock, move it around. Did you do any of the break dancing when you were a kid?
yeah, I breakdance a lot. Yeah.
How was
Stroke,
that? The-
stroke, caterpillar, scramble, all of those things.
yeah, I mean, when you went to your high school prom and senior prom and things like that, did you do a lot of break dancing on stage and in front of everybody?
Yes, yes, we had competitions.
And how did you do, man? What do the people think about your dancing?
Yeah, it was good. I was well, good at it. Very good at it.
I like that,
Very
man. I was never good at the spinning on my head part, but I can get on my back a little bit, and the popping and locking. I guess that was part of it. And but did you wear the parachute pants or
all of that.
the clothes?
Yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Oh man, I like
Yeah,
reminiscing about the '80s. I was talking to somebody last night at the club, and he was saying, "Man, the '80s are the best." And I go, "Yeah, you're right, absolutely."
yeah,
When I graduated high school, it was class of '86. So I mean, that's right in the middle of my genre right there. And you're talking about Madonna and Prince and
yeah,
Curtis Lowe and Cool Mo D and this all sides of the spectrum, and even the rock from that era, the hair bands, Bon Jovi and things
yeah.
like that. Man, I
One,
mean, but
one of the
you
greatest song I love. Sorry for cutting you. One of
so
the greatest song I love is Madonna Holiday. That song sounds like new even today. She's responsible for my getting this genre to that pop.
oh
It's
yeah.
something new in it.
Well, I mean,
Mm,
Madonna was a dancer, but and if you look
yeah,
at that video for Holiday, you see right away she starts dancing. I mean,
yeah,
it's almost not about the song. It's in the video, which is when MTV was first starting. Everybody had to make a video. It wasn't just about the song. You had Madonna who looked a certain way. She had all
yeah.
the different clothes. She set the fashion. She didn't invent the bangles and the clothes the way she did, but she definitely made it big using her music videos and her dancing. But when you're doing your music, do you try to put a visual to it, or do you make videos as well?
Yes, yes. I make videos. We have some professional videos coming out. We just released the non-professional videos for people to get the vibes. To get the vibes. Yeah. But swang music, I have some songs. I have a tribute to Madonna when I release soon called Pop It Like Madonna.
I like that, man. Are you still doing any dancing at all right now?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I do some dancing.
You
I have
still?
a few big trucks coming. I have a truck coming. It
Yeah.
will surprise everybody called Preaching About Sex.
Yeah, don't
It's a,
keep it a secret, man. Tell everybody about all the music that you've been making and all the
yeah,
places that you could find that music. And
yeah,
this is all about you, man. This is free time. I don't even have to
yeah.
ask any questions. You could just tell whatever story you want, Arnold Nelson.
And it's getting real popular now. The songs are getting real popular because it's on Django Radio, different radio, Only Rock Radio, so forth. A whole set of radio stations loving the song. The beat, they said, it have a beat. And then I have a certain way I fuse my lyrics. You see, like in the money song, I said, money don't make people. People make money. It might sound like a joke, but in life it's not funny. Money talks and bullshit walk. When you got it cock. You could eat your steaks with a knife and fork and pop the champagne and watch it froth. Money for the bills and money for the pills and money for the goods and money for the drugs and money. You see that? The hooks.
Yes. Oh my goodness. When I used to, well, I mean, when I go to parties and kids want to listen to the music, a lot, sometimes the parents will say, "Oh, play whatever they want. It doesn't matter if there's cursing or bad language in it." But me, man, sometimes when I'm going to some of these parties, the little kids, you got to be protective of the little kids. So I'll play the songs, maybe just the beats, just the beats, no lyrics, right? Especially if the lyrics are really explicit. So
Yeah.
I'll say, "Hey, what do you like about the song? The beat." Oh, well, there's the beat. They'll go, "Oh," but it's about the lyrics too, man. The kids want to hear it. They want to hear all that stuff. But Money Stock Market, Arnold Nelson, man, that's like the latest song that you've been playing. Money Stock Market. What?
Yeah.
I mean, is that about the stock market? Because I'm listening to it and it's so fast. Sometimes I miss some of the words. Tell me what
Yeah.
inspired you on that song.
Well, I always wanted to write. I am choosing topics that people use everyday topics, and money is one of the most used topic. And it
Yes.
is right now the stock market with this the virus business and everything. That's what inspired me. That song, refrain. Because when you have money, as I said in the song, when you have money, you got friends. As soon as it finish, all friendship ends. When you got money, you got girls in your bands. As soon as they go on the riding with other friends.
Man, there was a song, and I remember the lyric was "Money's money, my little honey. A rich man's jokes are always funny." And I
Yeah,
think that I heard that line. I'm sure it wasn't made up by Adam and the Ants back in the '80s, but I remember in that song that he sang, and I think it was called "Stand and Deliver," maybe by Adam Ant, and it was a song from the '80s. But it was money's money, my little honey. A rich
yeah,
man's jokes are always funny. And I tell you that has held true. If you see a guy that's rich in the corner, the boss, you're always laughing at his jokes, even if he's not,
yeah,
particularly hilarious or interesting.
yeah.
You're gonna want a piece of what that guy has. You know,
Yes. And plus in the song, I usually give a little piece of history in all my songs. That's why I mention how money was created. Money was created by the Greek. Money was created by the Libyans. The Greek then came the Palestinians. Then Caesar decided to put his head on the golden coin at will. And then the Chinese created the dollar bill. The Chinese created the dollar bill because they said what people told in all this gold for, and they could use paper.
yeah.
They came up with the idea for paper money.
Oh, and that the leaders always wanted to put their face on that
Yes,
money. And you
yes,
see it right now.
yes,
If you're not familiar with the United States and Donald Trump,
yes,
he's sending out checks, but he's very excited that he sends. One of the things he's excited about is when he sends those checks, they have his name on them. Hey,
yes,
this money is from Donald Trump. Hey, you're getting it straight from me. So
yes,
it makes it more personal for him. I mean, yes, it's doing a good thing that he's given us a stimulus check to help us through, but they want to make sure that their face, it's like a little piece of history, that keeps them going forever and ever. And that's what's going with your swang music is you've invented something that's going to make Arnold Nelson alive forever and ever, man. So this is how you live forever. Yeah, how
Yeah.
exciting is that?
Yes. It's exciting. Yes. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
what's the response, man? I mean, I see you have a lot of subscribers on your YouTube page, Arnold Nelson's YouTube page. All your videos, you have 3.41 thousand people that are looking at your videos, and you have two. You know,
Hmm.
each one of them has one of them has 24,000 views. The
Yeah.
Money Stock Market, and then the Transformers Maxing.
Hmm.
Tell me about that one. What is that all about?
That is about the movie.
The movie. Oh man.
Yes. Yeah, you always start off, max it in, max it as a dance. It's a dance I really create. I want to bring out a video with the dance where how the Transformers max in, max out, the transform. That is one of my favorite movies. So I get, yeah, I follow it from a kid, Transformers, and I decided to relay the message now in that if you listen to this song, um, long time dating about was passion real vibes. Sometime 2 years will be taken to energize. But in this cosmic stratosphere of Lassian skies, on the first date these young fellas want to maximize. You understand?
Man, it is sounding so good in my ears. I love it, man. Arnold Nelson, you're talented. You're very talented. But are you planning on making a music video to that? Because I see that there's pictures. But when you're making music videos, do you make them yourself, or do you have a team that comes in?
We're going to make it. We're going to make the original official videos. The
I'm,
team.
okay, well, tell me about the team, man. The people that help you, because it's not just one person doing the Arnold Nelson music. You have a whole
Yeah.
team behind you that's helping you to produce and make the videos and such. Tell the people
Yeah.
about what you can give shout outs to the people that help you.
One of the person is my producer, Ivo Joseph. The next one, Chris Bissonat. And the next one, Andy Joseph. That's the people who help me with my music.
And all the music that you shoot, is that all in Trinidad right there?
Yeah, all in Trinidad. But I want to, when you come out there, I want to shoot out there. I have a big following from the Philippines. The Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a big following from the Philippines.
Well, you see, the music, when you make a video in your home place in Trinidad, it lets people know, hey, a little bit about the life in Trinidad. It's not just the music. You can see the streets. You can see how they're kept. You can see the city behind you. You can see that Trinidad, has some action. When people think about island life, even me, I'm living in Key Largo and in the Florida Keys, on an island. People used to think, oh, nothing goes on down there. You sleep under a coconut tree. You fish a little bit. Nothing happens. But tell me about Trinidad. Give the people an idea of what life in Trinidad is like.
First of all, I will tell you something. Anytime an artist hit on the outside media from Trinidad, always goes to number one. Nicki Minaj was born not too far from me. This one to Lover Boy Man, Billy Ocean, he's a Trinidad. These are the guys that, Nicki Minaj is from where I am. Yeah. You notice they hear the same style of rapping with a little bit of accent. Yeah, the same time. She was born in Trinidad. Diego Martin, Trinidad.
Man, just because you could be from anywhere and have creative blood, man, and that's what you have, Arnold Nelson. You have creative flow, creative juices, and you're just picking out the few people that made it really big. The people that quote unquote are the most successful. And success can be measured in different ways. Do you feel like you're successful in your swang music, putting this out to the world?
Yes, I'm feeling successful because it's great. In a few months' time, and when I release the next songs, trouble. You see that song about Madonna? That the way we put it together, it's different because it have a thing like we're singing it, pop it like Madonna, pop, pop, move it like Madonna, pop, pop, pop. It's the queen Madonna, the bitch Madonna, pop, 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 pop. Yeah, that kind of shout. Yeah, the crowd shout. She's a star. She's a star. She's a pop star. Who's a pop star? Who's a pop star? It's Madonna, 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 Madonna. Everybody now. What going on in music? Up jazz, everything in it. Up, put up everything in it. She's
Man,
scared.
man,
She knows.
Madonna has had so many songs written about her. I remember she used to go out with a producer called Jelly Bean Benitez,
Yeah.
and they broke up. But Madonna had left a message on her phone, on his phone. So he took that answering machine message and made it a whole song. I remember that song by Jelly Bean Benitez. If you haven't heard it, man, look it up. Look up Jelly Bean Benitez, and it says, "Is Madonna home?" or something like that. But he took an answer machine message and hooked it, and just put a rap around it and song about around it, and just it's so interesting how you find inspiration and you can put it out to the world. I mean, I see the two songs that you have on YouTube. Do you have more songs than that someplace else? As I want people to find it everywhere. I haven't been able to find anything else. Arnold Nelson.
It's not other there, but they were local songs. Now we have a local music called Calypso in Trinidad. I started off singing that kind of music, but that is not international music, but it's Calypso. You just pull up the word Calypso, you'll get to know what. Every year we have a big carnival. The biggest carnival in the world, Trinidad and Tobago. And thousands of people come from the masquerade. Trinidad is the wealthiest, most wealthiest country. It's a small country, a million something, the most wealthiest country in the Caribbean. Gas, natural gas, the second biggest producer of gas.
What do you think it attributes to that? Do you think it's the oil only, the gas only, or do you think that the people are hardworking in general? I mean, what do you think attributes to Trinidad being the most wealthy country in the Caribbean?
I believe is the people are hardworking, but I mean the size of the country, only a million something for so much of wealth. Because it was owned by the Queen of England. Still in a member of the Commonwealth. Still a member of the Commonwealth.
Do
We
you,
have the largest fish lake in the world.
do you remember about when Trinidad was handed back to the Trinidadians
Yeah,
from England?
yeah. It happened in 1962 and then they finally gave it over to the Republic in 1976.
All right. So in our lifetime, this all came to be. This is all history, and you
Yes,
lived through it. What does it
yes.
feel like? I mean, do you remember any of the struggles or anything coming from the monarchy to maybe a democratic type of a nation? Do you remember the struggles? Or do your parents remember any of that?
Yes, there were plenty riots, different things. Yeah, because people wanted to get control. The monarchy still controlled it. But still, it is still owned by the Queen because they just gave us independence, but we are still a member of the Commonwealth because they have their companies, all their BP or oil company, everything here. It's here.
Okay, so do you still have people that I guess you're still a part of England, part of the UK?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I had no idea. See, you're teaching me a little bit about geography and
Yes,
civics and that kind of thing and social studies.
yes,
You're giving me a little education right here. I didn't know that Trinidad was part of it. And whenever they say Trinidad, they always say Trinidad and Tobago's. Is that one thing?
it is one. It's one island, two islands, but connected.
Okay.
At time, Tobago was owned by the French, and Trinidad was owned by the English.
Oh,
And then the Dutch came and took Tobago, and then the English came and conquered the Dutch and took it back.
man, that is a history lesson from Arnold Nelson, man. And has that come into your songs as well? I mean, tell me, is Trinidad and Tobago's, are they close enough to where they're connected by a bridge, or
22 miles separated.
so
22 miles.
you have to go by boat,
Yeah, ferry or plane.
ferry, or plane? So do you ever travel over there, or you have any interest? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have family all over?
Yes, all over.
Well, do you have family that's also interested in music, or do you have brothers and sisters?
No, no, I have some family introducing, they're what I must say, they're not really deep into it. They just love it. And then deep into it. Like how I am deep into it.
Oh well, I mean, there's always one that breaks out and does what they want, and that I mean, it's hard. It's hard to be a musician, to be an entertainer, and make a good living at it. You know, a lot of people, and I know I've said it before. When you say artist, oh, you're an artist, and then the word starving gets put in front of that artist many
Yeah.
times. Starving artist. You know, when do you feel like you started to make a living out of playing music, out of making music, making creations out of thin air? You said you started at 21 years old, but
Yeah.
you know, have you been making a living at music this whole time, or is this just, you know, part time, and you know, as you're making it to the, you know,
Yeah.
making your
Yeah.
music?
Part time. It was part time, but now I'm making it full time because the labels, Universal, I'm connected to them. I say they are my distributors.
Oh, so you're signed on to some kind of a record label?
Yes, SPINNUP Records from UK. They are member of Universal, Virgin EMI.
See, these are things that people have to know, man. You don't keep it all a secret, Arnold Nelson. Tell everybody about the team, and you know, you've already said about the producers that have helped you out along the way, and the people that are helping you make the videos. You know, but uh, what's on the horizon for Arnold Nelson? I mean, do you play this music only at that festival in Trinidad, or do you go to clubs and play music as well?
There are clubs too. Clubs, yeah.
Well, tell me about the club scene in Trinidad. The people, how they respond to your music.
Yeah, everybody said it's different. It's different.
What kind of clubs do they have over there? Tell the specific clubs that have helped you along the way, that have hired you, Arnold Nelson.
Pop clubs. There are pop clubs here. They have well, the local calypso clubs, but the pop clubs like it more. Mm-hmm. Pop clubs, yeah.
Well, you could be specific. You know, some people from the podcast would want to may take a trip to Trinidad. So tell me about the hot spots in Trinidad, the place to go to listen to the good music, and maybe some good food or good places to stay in Trinidad. This part of the show can be sponsored by the Trinidadian Tourism Bureau.
Yes, yes. St. James is the hotspot. A place called St. James. The reason they call it St. James is because of the king. Yes, King Charles too had a place there called King Charles. King Charles. The change name. That's King Charles. It's really Queen Father. It's named after Queen
Okay,
Father. Yeah, yeah. But St. James is the hotspot.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They have Hilton. The Hilton here. They have the Hyatt. It's well developed. Well developed.
Yeah, and there's good clubs there that you.
Yeah.
I mean, how's the beach scene? I'm guessing living on an island, has to be surrounded by water. You know, how are the beaches? Are they are they good? Is it fun to go to the beach, or is that something you don't do?
Yes, yes. Go to the beach. Endless coconuts, and the water is wonderful. Manzanilla. There's a place called Manzanilla. Chagaramas. A lot of beaches because we're surrounded by water. A
Yeah,
lot of beaches.
yeah. I mean, that's what I used to miss. I miss that about living in South Florida and living in the Florida Keys, where I was surrounded by water. A lot of times that when I would set up my DJ equipment, it would be right on the beach. You know, they would run a cable out to me, you know, you know, some power to me. Sometimes it would be a generator that they would
Yeah.
run, you know, maybe 150-foot cable, so it would be further away. But you know, I enjoyed playing on the beach. The hardest part was at the end of the night, they turn all the lights off, and you're expected to put your equipment away in the dark on the beach. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, it happened.
They forget about the entertainer, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Once the party is over, they're done. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, man. I think I've lost some equipment on the beach before, man, because it was dark. It was real dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, but you know, island life, man. I want to hear about, you know, Trinidad. Not just about Arnold Nelson. Arnold Nelson, you came up. Do you play any instruments? Do you play you know, any instruments at all?
It's a little bit.
Oh, you
But
play
I
guitar?
get my vibes from inside my mind. Beats coming to my mind. And it came into my mind from DJ.
Yeah.
DJ.
Now, do you produce all the beats yourself? You produce it on your own computer?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, what kind of software are you using? What kind of equipment are you using?
That's all right. My partner, he's really pretty. He just send it for me, and I just do my thing. But I like I have a certain song I'm working on called DJ. It's about DJs, eh? I have that beat only going in my head. DJ, and you only hear DJ, DJ. The club, my friends in the club. We love the club. So I just get my inspiration.
Oh man, when I listened to your voice, and it had a lot of dance hall to it. The one song, the couple of songs that I've listened to, it had a lot of dance hall to it. But the voice that you have when you put that rock in there, when you put that gravel in your voice, does that hurt? Or did you train for that?
No, that's not true. Like when I say money don't make people, people make money. It might sound like a joke, but in life it's not funny. Money talks and bullshit walk. When you got it, cock. Everybody says the voice, the strange or unique voice.
It is, man. It's so strange. It is so unique. And when you just sang it just there, it doesn't do it justice. Because the song, man, when you were singing the song, you really put into it. You went for it, and I'm sure, man, I feel like at the end you must have said, whew, I'm tired. Because, I'm sure you're giving everything you got. It's a workout.
Yes, the song is about 160 BPM.
That is too fast, man. That is way too fast.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that? You can slow it down,
Yeah, man. You see the speed. You see the energy in the song. Like when I say money for the bills and 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 money for that part. Yeah.
Man, is that something you've had since school? Have you always had the gift of gab? I mean, were you always a rapper in school, or did you do poetry or anything like that?
Poetry. A lot of poetry literature. That is a strength in my music literature.
Now, is this poetry that you shared with the other kids? Because a lot of times poets just sit in the corner and just write their poetry and don't tell anybody and stay all secret. But, you stayed by yourself, or did you have a group of friends that you...
Yes, we used to compose together, write music, write our poetry and share.
Yeah. I mean, did you do a lot of the slam poetry? Did you go to open mics, or how were you putting this out to the world back then?
No, I used to sing in competitions.
I like that, man. Although, you know what? I don't like competition so much because it's so subjective. You have two or three, you have usually about three judges sitting out there that are judging your music. What do they know? What do they know about your music? You got a country guy, you got a rock guy, and maybe an agent, or the guy that owns the supermarket. What do they know about music? It's hard. It really is hard to have a competition, but I guess they're fun for the audience to see. Really, the audience should be the judges. I like how they do it on American Idol and those kind of competitions where everybody votes, because it is so subjective to have just three judges to do it. What kind of competition were you at? Where you had three judges, or did everybody vote?
No, three judges. Usually judges.
Three judges.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you have a competition where, the DJ, whoever's running the show, the MC, will say, hey, what do you think of Arnold Nelson? Yeah! And you hear the meter. Yeah! Whoever screams the loudest. Yeah! And usually, even that competition, it could be whoever brought the most people. That's the guy that's going to win.
You can watch the history of Michael Jackson when they went and competed in a competition and they got second place. A certain guy would put him on. They told him, "Plain don't ever go back into competitions because he's not for that." And he came out of it.
Yeah.
Because they told him, "Plain, you'll be only singing for TV the rest of life."
Yeah.
Because that was nice.
Yeah, you think of the big, some of these big stars that didn't get signed. Oh, we don't like you, the Beatles. You're never going to make it, the Beatles. They didn't get signed by their first record company. They got signed, by the second or third record company that they went to. Could you imagine the first record company that said, "Oh, the Beatles, you're never going to go anywhere with this music. This is crazy music. I don't like this music. You imagine how he felt when the Beatles made it big? you know?
That happened to James Brown too.
Yes. Yes. People
Yeah.
think, James Brown, you're no good. You're never going to make it. Oh, my goodness. I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yes.
You got to take a.
What the history ABC? When he went to ABC, they did not want him. People don't understand that music. But when Fox took him and he hit it, ABC now had to pay Fox $1 million to get him on program, because what going on, the man, his manager told the producer, it's not what he's singing, it's in the beat. You hear his beat, it's groove. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the funky drummer beat that has
Yeah.
been sampled so many times. And we grew up in the 80s. You know that funky drummer beat was used on so many hip hop records back in the 80s. Doom, 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 doom. And that's James Brown's funky drummer. It wasn't James Brown, it was the drummer behind him. I wish I could remember his name right now. I know that I've said it on the radio before, but I can't remember. But that beat was sampled.
His drummer and his brass men were the most important. And he always moved with that team.
Yeah.
That's it. His beat.
And he always gave it up to them too, man. James Brown would always go, moving, grooving. Yeah. Call and answer. Make sure that he made sure that everybody in that band behind him was part of the show. He didn't, it was James Brown. You know that people were there to see James Brown right in the front. But he made sure that everybody knew all the people around him, because he would give it up to them on all these live shows. And I know a lot of front people that do bands, they always give it up to on guitar, on drums, on bass, make sure that everybody knows what's going on. But Arnold Nelson, when you go out to play, is it all by yourself, or do you have a band that comes out with you?
No, I used to go and play with my brother. My brothers moved with me. I used to play music. Yeah, brothers. Yeah,
man, that is great that you have people in your family that you can count on. There's always that's always the first people that you count on the most is your family. How was it growing up with you? What did your mother and father do that inspired you to do this, or did they inspire you?
No, well, it's really my grandfather. My grandfather loved to play music. He was a guitarist.
And did he give you a guitar, or did he give you his guitar, or how did you?
Yes, I got his guitar. He had many guitars. He was really a guitarist.
Yeah.
Loved to play guitar.
And you say you got that from your grandpa. Did he teach you how to play?
No. I tried a little bit on my own.
Did you learn by yourself?
Yeah, some of the best guitarists are those that learn by ear. Air guitarists.
Air?
Now, Ray Charles. People, Ray Charles never learned to play the piano by his chords, He learned by air. He learned to play stride piano.
Yes. Yeah, he can't read music. I guess there might be music in Braille, but Ray Charles had to do it by ear for sure. And you learn how to play guitar by ear. That is so amazing. And you can't. I know a lot of professional guitarists that don't read music, so you're not. That's not something unusual or extremely unusual, but it is just, it's crazy to me. I don't have that kind of an ear to where I could play a guitar. I mean, maybe I haven't tried that hard. Maybe that's what it is. I need to try. But when you go out, do you take your guitar with you? And
I usually DJ outside. DJ.
Okay. Is that all records, or is that beats that you've made yourself on?
Records. And I might play my music.
Do you have your music on records as well?
No, CDs and flash drives and things now.
That's
on record.
What's that?
Came one song. A song called Boom Boom Mechanic. That's the first song I ever sang.
And that's a record that you did?
Yes.
Is that still available? Can people find that someplace?
It's online.
Okay.
It's under the Nest Productions. It's called under Nest Productions.
Well, you definitely have to send me all that. Nest Productions. I was on your Twitter and I was trying to find some more information of you. I mean, the first thing that it says the creator of swing music at SPINNUP Records. That you can read right there on your Twitter. Universal Music Group UK. That's what you're doing. Synthesized music with a new groove. Definitely, if you listen to it, the latest genre in music, yeah, okay, you could definitely put a claim on that. This is something different. It's bringing lots of different vibes together, and I like that you don't limit yourself. It's not just one thing. It's many different things coming together, and that's what we need in this time, man. Is unity. You see people. Oh, I don't make that kind of music because it doesn't belong to my culture, my
Yeah,
people. But you can't be limited to your culture, your people, right?
yes, no. But I realize that the world in music has to just stop. Everything sounding the same. Everybody making the same music, and the idea is that the society decided to change it.
Oh,
That is why when like rock and roll came out, when pop came out, it keeps changing. Anybody that rock came out, it is a new vibe, and people hook onto it. It's just time people to get to hook to this music, and that is it. And if the song when I tell you I'm coming up for preaching about sex, that's gonna make mass. I tell you that's different. Everybody says different.
well, Arnold Nelson, it's just the way of the world. When something new comes out, people are attracted to it. When you have a new restaurant open up, oh, let's go check out that new restaurant. Oh, look, a new baby. Oh, a new baby. Let's go look at that new baby. Everything that's new, it has an up, a leg up on everything else.
Yeah,
You're coming up with something new. People might get interested in this. Swang music. What is that? It kind of sounds like this, but it's not really all that. So you have that
yeah.
advantage. Is it's something new, and the people are going to be attracted to that. So Arnold Nelson. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about your music, or anything else you want to say to the people?
But all I would say, I will be making good music for them, producing good music, and every song have a message. Every song.
Eh, Is it all produced in your home studio, or do you take it off to somebody else to have it remastered?
No, when it's remastered, when you send it for Universal, they remaster it.
But
They remaster.
mostly you make the beats right there in
Yeah,
your home studio.
yeah, because the software we're using now, top line, they send some beats us to want, and you could use from that if you want. I could stay from here in Trinidad and sing in a studio, and they stream straight on the board. Straight on the board, and they mastering and they recording, they mixing everything right at one time. I just singing, and I'm
Yes.
going to them.
It's amazing, Arnold Nelson, what we can do with this internet. It can be used for good. You could have people all over the world collaborating and making music and making, creating things. You can make movies with people on the other side of the world. You film your scene, they film
Yeah,
their scene, and an editor puts it all together, and you got a
yeah,
movie, and they've never even met each other. How about
yeah.
that? The same thing
Yeah.
with music, man.
It's,
That's amazing to me.
you could watch my phone, you see that how it plays my music. That is media.
Yes.
The big artists and the Drake, and the place on certain, the place in the music, certain places where people go after me.
Yes.
When they choose some
It's
like Madonna and this one, they'll go after that, want to know who is that. Yes.
it's good to have that feedback, and I want my listeners to know about you and to hear the sounds that you're making. It's exciting. It really is. I've already followed you on the Facebook. I followed you on Instagram, and I followed you on YouTube and on Twitter. So I know that's some ways on how to connect with you. Looking
Yeah.
up on Arnold Nelson. How else can they find you?
No one could find me. Well, on Mix and Pinterest and those things. But my main thing is Twitter and Facebook.
Twitter and
Twitter,
Facebook.
every day, rock bands will write me, right on Twitter and ask me, what way you get that beat? The beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beat. Even like only rock radio. And
Yes.
the character wrote me and asked me that beat you have in that song, where you got that beat. If you listen to Transformers, Max, and the kind of guitar okay, hearing it. Where you go, it's sounding actually like the Transformers moving. I had sent it to Michael Bay, he liked it.
Yeah, I was definitely going to mention Only Rock Radio because I see them on your Twitter feed.
Yeah,
You were, the people that are listening to this going, oh, he's from Trinidad. It's probably island music. It's probably Caribbean. It's probably island vibe. but you got a place called Only Rock Radio that's playing your music. That's fantastic. That means you have no limits. That means that people from outside of the island, that's traditionally the island music with steel drums and the bass that slaps, the seven, do-doom, do-doom, you got that bass, the reggae vibe. No,
Yeah.
you're more than that. You're more than that. And I like that, Arnold Nelson.
Philippines is the second biggest follower of me. The Philippines. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. Once you get outside of your own country, you become a novelty. It's something new. The people in the Philippines, they're making a certain vibe, but you better believe the guy that's singing in front of Germany, a Journey, the rock group Journey. Isn't he from the Philippines? He's a man from the Philippines, Arno Pineda.
Yes.
They found him in the Philippines in a group called Zoo that was doing 80s hair band rock music, and they put him as the front man of Journey from the Philippines. Come on.
Look at my band in the Philippines called Das Food. They subscribe to me and I subscribe to them and they listen to my music. And he told us, man, play it. He said, that's the music I want to like. I want to play that kind of music. Yes, look at a girl from the Philippines. She's asking me to collaborate now. To sing part of the song, that same money song in Talong. And English, because Talong is their language. And they speak English too. So they said this song, what I have relating to people, is different. Is that different?
Yeah, the history of the Philippines. I've talked to some people from over there. I know they have Spanish names. They look, they have the Asian features. They have Spanish names, but they speak English. So you talk about the Philippines. They have been melted from all over the world. People have been there and have come through and have left their mark on that place. So yeah, you can make it big in the Philippines. You can make it big all over the world, Arnold Nelson.
My girlfriend is from there. Yeah, she's from the Philippines and Buena Vista. What's going on? The Philippines are really Italians mixed with Japanese. Then America came there. China was there at the time. The whole thing is about war.
Yeah.
And there's some tribes that came up from Africa when Negro Oriental on the sugar estate. They have a mixture of people there.
It's amazing. I mean, the people of the Philippines, everyone that I've interacted with, I mean, they're nice people. They're great people and beautiful people. I love it. So and I'm glad that they're responding to your music, Arnold Nelson. I'm glad that they have that vibe. Oh, this is great, man. I'm glad that I'm learning a little bit more about you, and my listeners are as well. Once again, give the people an idea how to get a hold of you. Did you want them to follow you only on the social media, or do you have a website?
Yes, but I have a website deals with SPINNUP. SPINNUP have a website for me. Just go to SPINNUP Records. Come on and get SPINNUP. SPINNUP. It's on the Universal site. SPINNUP there.
Well,
I'll share the link for it. It's on the page, and it's on the Twitter page, and it's on the thing here.
Okay, I'll definitely look up SPINNUP at universalmusic.com and SPINNUP hashtag. Sorry, hash UMG. It's a Universal Music Group is where you're at.
https://spinnup.link 196471-monies-stock market. Simple. It's on my page. It's on my Facebook page. Once you get on my Facebook page, the link right there.
I'm on your Facebook page and I'm looking at the about, and I guess maybe I'm only looking at your personal page. There must be the professional page as well.
SWANG, but you have to go to Arnold Nelson.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely look for that and I'll put it in the show notes. All right. Well, I've taken enough of your Saturday morning. I appreciate you coming on, man. I know that we've had trouble connecting in previous times, but over the last week. But I'm glad that we connected right now.
You believe Justin Bieber was really cool with my music, and his friends called me out and chat. I'm saying on Facebook, and he told me when he heard money, he said the beat in that song is dope. He said that song. He said the song, something about it. And I have a next song, but I'm going to make a remake on Madman Dance. It's there, Yeah, a song called Madman. That song is well written too. It's about crime, but
Oh,
it's never been like this. It's
what?
not Madman dance, Madman dance, Madman dance. Me no Madman. Yes, a madman. Wait me, man. Oh, man. Show your hand, man. Show your hand, man. Get mad, man. Get mad, man. Stop the crime. Use your mind. Find a book. Read the lines. It's time. It's time. Put on your badness. Put on your lines. Don't. Next, in the back of the house. And if you feel you're beaten jar this time, the devil say, "My man, your soul is mine." Me no bad man. Just a man. You understand?
Oh, that is all coming out of you, man. I like that. You're sending chills. You're sending chills up my spine. I'm hearing
Yeah,
it straight from Arnold Nelson. That's the latest. That's what's coming up soon.
yeah, that's coming up soon.
Oh
Yeah.
man, looking forward to it, man. So you got something that the people are going to be wanting. So, are in Trinidad? Are you still playing every weekend, or what's the coronavirus thing like?
No, we are lockdown. So,
Lockdown, not going out at all.
yeah.
Oh, that's got to be
When you,
difficult.
when you hear this thing, French people party.
Well, the nice thing about it is you can release all your music. You
Yeah,
can send it all out there. Go to Apple, I guess, or whatever
yeah.
you're using,
But it's
Spotify or what have you. But
some companies are this company. What 64 sites now? 64 links. Them are me on right across the board. Um, Spotify, Pandora, Deezer, Music, iTunes, Napster, Beatport, everything.
well,
The links
I
are on
mean,
my page.
at least they get to hear it online. I mean, it's so much better in the club when
Yeah,
Arnold Nelson is up there on his turntables with his CDs, with his speakers up, giving the vibe, and the lights are going, and people are sweating, and people are having a good time. I mean, that's got to happen. How long has it been since you've played in a club? Has it been since February or March?
since February. But
Oh,
we are down here from since March.
yeah. I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine. I was whew, for 2 weeks, 2 months. I think 2 months we got locked down, and then finally I have one public show that I'm able to go out and that's on Friday nights. So I was out last night until about 2 in the morning. So it's good that I have at least that one public show and people are excited and people are happy. They wear their masks when they're walking around, but at least I get to play that one public show, my one. And it's I couldn't imagine staying stuck inside. Ah, my goodness. Well, I hope everything goes a
Yeah,
little better. We got to break out of this thing, man.
yeah.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you plan to do when you get out? Are you going to go back to the clubs and start playing Arnold Nelson?
I'm expecting to travel because I want to make money.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I'm planning to make it.
is Universal is Spin Up? Are they going to be doing a festival or some kind of a tour?
No, they want to remake the song and then do tours. Remake the song.
Yeah.
They wanted to put down a big song to it now. Because they
Oh,
realize that it will do fine.
well, I'm glad you found yourself a good team, Arnold Nelson, to help you along the way, help you to get to the next level. Get to
But
that next.
the secret behind this, I is one man who, if you notice at the end of the video, I said special thanks to Richard Branson. He's the man who was responsible for I getting to there. Because I sent it to him. And it went to battleship what I never expected. He took return my call and thing like what he said, what he saw, he liked. Because he was an engineer too. With Virgin Record when he was young. Know about music, and he said he liked it.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he interested in what he heard. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in his fan club, he joined me in his fan club, Richard Branson fan club, and it is notice on my Facebook and in that club here.
Arnold Nelson, man, you're a hustler. That's fantastic. You sent it right to Richard Branson, and hey, why not, man? He's Virgin Records. He's
Yeah,
not just Virgin Airlines. He's Virgin Records.
yeah.
He's definitely interested in music. So it was. I'm guessing that you were sending your music out to everybody, and thankfully Richard Branson, man, helped you out.
I had him in mind, him especially in mind.
Very good, man. Well, that's good, Sir Richard Branson. I guess he's been knighted by the Queen.
Yes. And look how technology is. That it is. phone in Battleship Towers and went straight on the slide. And he contacted me back.
See, man, that you're giving the people gems. You're letting the kids know, hey, if they got their music, I don't want everybody to start emailing Richard Branson, but hey, it can't hurt. I mean, but there's plenty of other people that you can find online that, hey, maybe you might like this music. Give it a shot. I know that people send me music all the time with my Radio What page. People send me music, and I'm happy to play it. I have the Radio What is right there behind me, the online radio station, and it's playing many, many, many new songs that haven't yet been discovered. So hopefully they will be now.
And now everybody every day asking me if they could get involved in this music. People who do promotion because they're seeing the potential in it.
That's
So every day asking about that music. Some men asking me where they got that beat. A big rap artist even ask, you don't know what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is song and well. You don't know what I'm doing. Just to understand. And the day people start to understand the music and they start to sing the music, that's the trouble.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, man, because it sounds like you're doing something right. The people are starting to respond to it. People are downloading your music. You're listening to your music. You got Richard Branson on the line. Hey, that's big. You have somebody that has that kind of influence behind you that's going to send you further, and SPINNUP Records for that matter. You have them behind you, and they're going to help you to get to a whole nother level, man. I'm glad you found a good team. All right. Well, Arnold Nelson, anything else you want to explore? You could tell anything you want.
Well, all I have to say thanks for the interview.
Okay. I appreciate that. Usually I finish these things off with last words for the people. Now, usually this is something that you have, like words to live by, maybe something somebody told you a while back, years ago, or whatever pops up into your head at this moment in time. Arnold Nelson, last words for the people.
I want to say we'll get through this struggle, what we're going through. And the reason this song I wrote preaching about is really about this time what happening. God gave us one thing to conquer all kind of things, is reproduction. That was given God reproduction. To fight anything, man was given the power to reproduce. So no matter what disease comes, to reproduce. That is the God's greatest gifts. That's why in my song, one of God's greatest gifts. Sex is one of God's greatest gifts. Without it, mankind would have never exist. It comes out just so. Listen to earlier.
Well, there you have it, party people. Arnold Nelson creating his own music, SWANG music, SWANG. You take different generations, different genres of music, taking his country, taking his pop, taking his hip hop, taking his dance hall music, taking it all and mixing it into one thing. I appreciate that so much. Do not limit yourself. If you want to sing some country, you sing some country. If you want to sing some pop, you sing some pop. You do it. You don't have to limit yourself at all. It is incredible what he's doing with the music. And I'm glad he's found a team at Spin Music that is helping him to get to that next level. You can only do so much when you're on your own. You have to help other people and be helped by other people. Accept help from other people to get you to another level. That's what we should be doing in any walk of life. We should be helping each other. Arnold Nelson, you definitely are helping others in creating that music and getting that vibe out there and making a whole nother genre for people to follow in your footsteps. And then you are getting help from Spin Music and the Universal Music Group that is out there in the UK. And man, thanks for the history lesson. I appreciate that. I didn't even know that Trinidad was part of the UK. It's a Commonwealth of the UK. So you still have a little bit of influence from and influence to the people of the UK. So yeah, all right. Big ups to that. I appreciate that. And I thank you so much for being on the show. You've told me so much about the music that you make and where the inspiration came from. Yeah. Okay. It was good. It was good. It was good talking to you about the 80s too, because that is the greatest generation of music, I'll tell you. Arnold Nelson. Look him up online. Find him everywhere. Also, now let me turn my attention to you. If you would like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, radiowhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.